Open Google Sheets, make sure you're signed into your Google account, and then open the spreadsheet you want to link to Slack. That's your starting point, the sheet that holds the data you want to turn into Slack messages, maybe a list of new customer signups, form responses, or task assignments. Once that spreadsheet is open, leave it in a tab. You'll come back to it in a moment, but first, head over to Slack and sign in there as well. You need both tools ready because the automation will act as a bridge between them, and having both logged in on the same browser can save you from authentication headaches later. Now, the actual connection happens through an automation platform like Make or Zapier. Go ahead and open whichever one you prefer. If you don't have an account yet, you'll need to sign up. Most offer a free tier that's plenty for this type of workflow. Once you're logged into the automation platform, create a new automation workflow, sometimes called a Zap in Zapier or a scenario in Make. The exact name doesn't matter. The concept is the same. You're building a chain of actions that trigger automatically. The first link in that chain is your trigger. Add Google Sheets as the trigger application. The platform will ask you to connect your Google account. This is a straightforward OAuth connection. You'll get a pop-up asking you to grant permission. Make sure you're logged into the same Google account that owns the spreadsheet you opened earlier. A common mistake is connecting a different account, which means the platform can't see your data, so check that the email matches before you authorize. Once connected, you'll be asked to choose the specific spreadsheet and the specific sheet within it. Just select the ones you prepared earlier. Now, here's where you define what actually starts the automation. You'll likely see options like New Row or New Spreadsheet Row. Choose that one. This means whenever a new row is added to your sheet, say a new customer fills out a form that feeds into the sheet, the automation will kick off. You can also choose Updated Row if you want to react to changes, but for most connections to Slack, the new row trigger is what you want. The platform will ask you to test the trigger. Let it grab a sample row. This is just to confirm it can actually pull data from your sheet. If it fails, double-check that the sheet has at least one row of data besides the header row. An empty sheet will cause the test to error out. Next, add the action application, Slack. You'll be asked to authorize access to your Slack workspace. This is another simple permission step. You log into Slack in the pop-up, then grant the automation platform permission to post messages on your behalf. A pro tip: if you're part of multiple Slack workspaces, make sure you authorize the right one. You don't want messages going to your personal workspace when they should go to your team's workspace. Now choose the action. For most use cases, you'll pick Send Channel Message if you want to post in a public or private channel, or Send Direct Message if you want to notify a specific person. Select the one that fits your need. If you choose Send Channel Message, you'll then pick the specific channel from a drop-down. If it's a private channel, make sure the automation app has been invited to that channel. Zapier and Make both need to be added as a member, or they can't post there. If you choose Send Direct Message, you'll select the person by name or email. Now comes the most important part, mapping the data. You'll see a field for the message text. This is where you tell the platform what to say. Click into that field and you'll usually see a menu of variables from your Google Sheets trigger, things like column headers. For example, if your sheet has columns called name, email, and product, you can build a message like new sign up from ashed name, interested in ashed product. The automation platform will insert the actual values from each new row. This is where you can get creative. You can combine static text with dynamic data, add line breaks, or even include emojis if you want. There's no limit, but keep it readable. Nobody wants a wall of text in Slack. Before you turn it on, test the workflow. The platform will simulate adding a new row and then try to send a test message to Slack. Check your Slack channel or DM to see if the message arrived and looks right. If the formatting is off, go back and tweak the message field. If the message didn't arrive, the most common culprit is the Slack channel permission. Make sure the app is a member of the channel. Once the test passes, activate the workflow. From now on, every time a new row appears in your Google Sheet, a message will automatically appear in your chosen Slack destination. And that's it. You've built a real-time bridge from Google Sheets to Slack. This can save you hours of manual copy-pasting, especially if you deal with a steady stream of new data. As a next step, you might explore adding conditions, for example, only sending a Slack message if a certain column contains a specific keyword. Or you could chain a second action to update the sheet after the message is sent, like marking a column as notified. But even as is, the connection does the heavy lifting for you. If you ever need to revisit these steps, save this video or bookmark it. Thanks for sticking with me, and happy automating.